embrace. We'll be practicing a yin asana practice, which is a little bit slower, more restorative. We hold the poses a little longer, a little less effort. However, very powerful in activating the inner energies within us. And our focus today is going to be in bringing that energy, that attention, that love into our indweller, that divine within, that soul, Atman, whatever that you call it, that inner presence that guides and animates and lives and breathes through this body temple, that living presence, that divine essence that is within you, within all beings. So let's begin. Let's begin by feeling that earth underneath us. Sitting in a nice comfortable position. You can hold a hand mudra if you like. And beginning to bring the awareness inward as you breathe into that lower belly. Nice deep belly breathing. And taking this moment to dive into that inner presence, that conscious awareness. And taking a few breaths, simply becoming a little more intimate, a little more connected to this indweller, this inner divine presence, the soul power within you. Bringing love and attention, focus into the heart, into the soul, into the I am presence, that part of you that is aware. Feeling a deep loving connection with this eternal self. And noticing the inner atmosphere, resting in it, that inner spaciousness, whatever is there for you. No need to change it or judge it. Just allow yourself to be present to this deeper inner state. And taking this moment to set an intention, set a beautiful picture of what you like to create, how you're feeling, and this vision, this manifestation, this intention is fulfilled, as if it's fulfilled now. Take a moment now to bask in that vision, feeling it is true now. And coming back, and let's wiggle our jaw, maybe massage temporal TMJ joint here, just massaging it and moving it. And we're going to begin to relax our neck a little bit. So let's just drop it over to the right. Just feel that stretch on the left side of the neck. And continuing to breathe into the belly. Every once in a while, you might want to take a 3-part yogic breath. Let's move over to the other side. Really nice stretch on that neck. Just opening it up. And let's begin to make some circles with the neck. And as we move through this practice, knowing we're intending to play our edge even though we're in this yin. That means we're not going to be pushing ourselves, neither are we going to be couch potatoes. We're going to be in our body, we're going to be present and actively observing and moving in the body as we create a greater sense of embodiment. Let's go the other direction, more present in our body, filling our body with more of our own conscious awareness, more connected to not only the body, but that inner intelligence, that sacred presence. And now just beginning to move the body, the head, the neck, the upper body a little bit, moving that neck spontaneously, maybe shaking the shoulders a little. Feeling that spine, go back and forth, opening up the body, waking it up, and beginning to make some circles. And that torso around the pelvis, noticing sensation, keeping that breath flowing. Coming fully alive in the body. Feeling the entire body 360 degrees, the legs, the feet, the knees, the thighs, the pelvis, the hips, this whole pelvic area, the reproductive organs, the digestive organs as we move up into the belly, the chest, the heart, the lungs, feeling those shoulders and those shoulder blades. Recognizing all those beautiful physical systems that are moving and flowing through the body. And beginning to just move spontaneously again, either direction, side to side, allowing the head and the shoulders to flow with it, being comfortable in your body. This is your body temple, housing the sacred divine presence, that Atman, that Indweller. An extension of and completely one with the divine source of all that is, sharing one mind, one spirit, one light. Ray of that sun animating through this body temple. Beautiful. Moving into a few cat-cows here. Cat, you're going to arch that back, stick the tailbone out, shoulder blades are together, and the shoulders are back. And the head is slightly gazing up. Engage those bandhas through this. So we have 3 bandhas that I mentioned through the practice. These are energy seals. The locks, they're sometimes called. So we're continuing in your cat-cow. Mula Bandha is our pelvic floor, sometimes called the Kegels, and we're going to gently engage that and lift it up. That seals that lock. So all that energy is sealed in as we breathe and bring the prana in. We're containing the energy in our body to bring more vitality, more life force, restore, renew, create health. Let the body heal itself with this increased vitality and prana. Second bandha is the Uddiyana bandha. That's the belly coming in and up. So you'll feel that navel, and you'll bring that navel up. It moves up an inch and slightly engaged. Chin comes in. Tongue is on the roof of the mouth for our last bandha, our last seal. Bandha, yes. Jarandala bandha. Beautiful. So we'll use those through the practice just so that we can create more energy in the body, doing the same amount of physical effort and prana and breath and meditation, that we're going to engage those bandhas so we have a nice contained energy field. Nothing's leaking out through the practice. And then we bring that forward to us for the rest of the day. So we have more aliveness, more vitality, more health, well-being in our body. So we're going to take the right leg and bringing up. We're going to go into single forward fold. And inhaling, feeling that spine lengthen, elongate. Crown is reaching up. Engage those bandhas, and then on the exhale, hinging forward at the hip. And just hinge forward, so just that hip joint is moving. And find your edge for this forward fold. And the back leg muscles will probably let you know this is probably good. And wherever your edge is, that's fine. Don't compare. Just be wherever your body's at. And then engage those bandhas, and let's take a nice deep breath here. And now see if you can hinge a little bit deeper into that hip. And when you found your second edge, just allow the spine to round. You can bring the hands down to the floor. You can massage your feet. And as you're in your body and massaging your feet, knowing that you are connecting lovingly in a very intimate way with this indweller. The indweller, soul power, that Atman within you as a spirit. This is its extension. It's Anamaya Kosha. So the Pranamaya Kosha, the Manamaya Kosha, the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Anandamaya Kosha, all your koshas, finally, after they're all set and stable, can out manifest this Anamaya Kosha, the physical body. So this physical body is the temple of the divine. It is an extension of the divine in form. Your physical body. Your physical body is the extension of your soul in form. So honoring it that way. This is an extension of the divine. The soul power that dwells within you. And gently coming up. And we'll move to the other side. So we're going to bring the right leg out. Leg comes in. And we're going to inhale as we lengthen. And exhale, hinging forward. And find that edge for yourself. And let's take a nice deep breath here as we engage those bandhas. And then see if you can hinge a little deeper in the hip. And allow the spine to round and go even more deeply into the pose. And so we're going inward here as we bring the head in towards the knee. And allow yourself these next few breaths to go deeper and deeper into that inner sacred sanctuary of your own heart, the Indweller. Beautiful. And coming up, right into Baddha Konasana. I think I might just get away without this one. Oh, so the feet are together, the soles of the feet are together, hands are wrapped around the feet. We're going to press those knees towards the earth. Feel that spine lengthen, shoulders come back a little, shoulder blades come together. Feel the head and the crown reaching up towards the heavens. Engage those bandhas and bring in the prana as you become fully present to this pose, your body, and that indwelling presence that is aware of the body. Beautiful job. And as we hold the breath and we move into presence and connection with the Atman, the indweller, the soul power, that intelligent aliveness within us. If thinking comes, we're simply going to dismiss it and let it go, and that we're not resting in thinking, we're resting in the soul, the state of being, a felt sense of presence. So don't judge it, don't judge the thoughts, just realize you've moved into thinking rather than being and presence. And so just dismiss it and let it know. You'll probably be back to it if it's an important thing. If it's conflicted and something to do with the past, you may just let it go and let it go completely. So we're going to begin to flap those wings now as we rest, relax the Baddha Konasana a little bit, just feeling those hips open. And relaxing, and then pressing those knees again down towards the earth. Feeling that spine lengthen as the shoulders go back, shoulder blades squeeze together. Feeling the crown of the head reaching up towards the heavens. Knees are pressing towards the earth. Feel those bandhas engaged, and then hinging forward, feeling a hinge. Bend those elbows and feel that body hinge forward. And then find your edge. Let's take a nice deep breath here. Bandhas engaged. See if you can hinge just a little tiny bit deeper. And then holding this for a few breaths, fully present, being the witness, the indweller, indwelling presence just witnessing through you. Fully present to the body, to sensations, to sounds around you. Staying in the observation mode, resting in the indweller. In and as the indweller. Resting in the heart. And your next inhale, gently coming up. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Often in our yin, we do a little more forward folding because forward folding is so inward and we get to be more restorative. So we're going to go into another little forward fold, and you can use a block here because first we're going to go forward, then we're going to go to either side of our legs. So again, we're going to feel the earth, feel our sits bones on the earth. We're going to be breathing into our belly. On our next inhale, we're going to feel that spine lengthen, elongate. Feel reaching up towards the heavens. And let's flex our feet for the moment. We're going to engage the bandhas and gently hinging forward. And again, finding that edge. Taking a nice deep breath here on that edge, holding the edge. Nice gentle edge, knowing you can always come out of a pose at any time. This is your practice. You can hold one longer if you like. And then seeing if you can hinge a little bit deeper in the hip. And once you've found that final edge, hinging forward, you can roll the head forward, you can use your block, and just rest in this nice deep forward fold, connecting and resting in the inner presence. And you can relax your feet, have them any way that's comfortable. And when you're ready, going to one side, one leg. Hello, Xander. Taking a few breaths on either side, eat both legs, one at a time. Staying connected to that heart, that inner presence, that inner being. If you haven't gone to the other side, make sure to spend a little time with the other side too. And coming back to center. And coming all the way back up. Good job. And let's come up onto a hero. Come up onto sitting up on our thighs. And we are going to be going into Mandukasana, frog. There's two forms of frog. This is our easy frog. So we're going to make two fists. We bring it right into our abdomen, right by the navel, the belly button, the babu, as my sometimes called. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhale, hinging forward. And you can come onto a block and let your head rest on a block. Your height, or you can just come down towards the floor. This helps with digestion. And on your next inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. And let's move into a child's pose and rest in our child's pose a few breaths. Just resting in child's pose. You can open those knees up a little bit. Let the belly rest between the knees. The hands can be up in front. And anywhere along alongside the body. And take this time again to rest in and bask in that nectar of the Indweller, that sacred inner presence, that part of you that is eternal. You can send your own heart love. And gently and kindly coming up. Let's move into a table. Move into some cat-cow. Cow, you're going to arch that back, lift the head, tailbone is out. Inhaling into your cow. Exhaling into cat, tucking the tailbone under, rounding the back. Just moving back and forth. Extending and flexing the spine. Keeping the breath flowing. Fully present to the body. And the next time you move into cat, you're full cat, full Halloween cat. Back is arched up. Bring the hips back. Feel that nice stretch. And making some circles with the hips. Fully present to sensation, to that inner presence, resting in the presence. And go in the other direction with your circles. Keeping that breath flowing, gently engaging those bandhas. And making any little movements, moving back and forth into cat-cow spontaneously. Sometimes in my cow, I like to wag my tail. No, cows don't really have a tail. It's also been called dog. It's fully present in your body and giving yourself permission to enjoy moving in your body, being present and alive, awake in your body, and more embodied, safe to be in the body. May not have been in the past, but now we are safe. Right here now, you're safe in your body. And coming to center, and we're going to do a little simple balance. Nice yin type of balance. This is balancing table. So I'm going to take the right arm out and the left leg out. And extending those out. Find a point in front of you. It's called a dristi. It's not moving. You can gaze your eyes out, engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. We'll go to the other side, balance ourselves out. Right hand is rooted in, or whatever hand. We're going to go to the opposite side, bringing the hand up, the opposite leg up, and engaging those bandhas and breathe. Your breath and releasing on your exhale. And we're going to move into child's, and we're going to kind of do a nice little flow. Child's pose. Taking a breath here, keeping your hands in front, and then hinging forward into, adjust your hands a little bit. A nice up dog. And finding your pace, your rhythm. You may want to move a little faster than me or a little slower than me. Keeping that breath flowing, those bandhas gently engaged as you flow back and forth from child's to up dog. Fully present to sensation, your body, and basking in that inner presence. Just resting. Even as you move, you can rest in God, rest in the God of your understanding, the divine presence is one with you and all that is. Keeping the breath flowing. And on this the next forward up dog, we're going to come into our up dog. We're going to bring those forearms down. Let's move to this, holding on to the forearms as we rest, the thighs on the floor, to a sphinx, Just resting here for a moment, feeling that nice, gentle back bend. Taking a few deep breaths in your sphinx. Resting in presence, bringing the awareness inward. Feeling a love and affinity for this inner presence. Gratitude. And just resting down now. Bringing your head to either side. And you can either have your arm resting up or alongside you, or have both hands stacked under your head. Find where it's comfortable. You can even bring it on the small of your back. Find what's comfortable for you to rest here for a few breaths. And then we're going to turn the head to the other side. And maybe for this last breath, just trying with your hand, one hand on the small of your back, and breathe into that opening of the shoulder. And let's switch sides. Turning the head to the other side. Resting the head on your hand. And the other hand can either rest or you can bring that to the small of your back. Feel a nice shoulder opening to the small of your back with your hands resting behind. Basking in the divine within. And coming back to center, just reach those arms and legs and stretch them apart from each other for a moment. And let's bring the hands to the side like airplane or angel wings. We're going to press the pelvis into the earth as we move into our bird or airplane. So our pelvis and our hips here are our foundation. On our next inhale, lifting the legs, the arms, the chest, the heart, the head, and taking a couple breaths here. One more breath. And releasing down on the exhale. Beautiful job. And just roll over onto our back. And take a moment to rest on our back in supine position. You can widen those feet, knees are up, and you can allow the knees to rest together, or you can extend those legs out and rest in Savasana pose, opening the hands. And just allowing yourself to take a few breaths in this nice resting pose on your back. Opening up and surrendering to and feeling a nice deep resting in that sacred heart, that sacred inner presence. Knowing our deep oneness with it, in it as it. Beautiful. And we're going to move into a supported bridge. So let's move into half bridge first, pressing into the feet, lifting those hips, just holding them there for a couple breaths. And then on the next exhale, rolling down one vertebrae at a time from those upper vertebrae, upper thoracics to the lower. Feeling the lumbar rest onto the earth and the sacrum and the tailbone release. Inhale, pressing into the floor. Let's go halfway one more time. Just halfway. And engage those bandhas gently and breathe, resting in this half bridge. We're not arching the back at all right now. One more breath. And releasing down one vertebrae at a time. To the lumbar, around the earth. And you feel that tailbone and sacrum release. And let's inhale, lifting up. Whether you have a block or a cushion, just rest that and bring that right underneath that sacrum. And allowing yourself to just relax, let go of effort, and breathe into this nice restorative pose. You can bring those feet out and let the knees rest if you like, or even in this restorative pose, you can bring those knees out and bring the feet together if you like. Making sure you feel no pain. If you feel pain, back off immediately. Taking a few deep breaths, bandhas gently engaged, resting in and with the Indweller. And taking one more breath in your supported bridge. And if the knees weren't up, bring them up, feet flat on the earth, lifting those hips up and removing that block or the cushion, whatever was there for you to support yourself. And rolling down one vertebrae at a time again, flat on the back. And then let's bring those knees into the chest and roll around a little bit. Hugging the knees into the chest, gently. Taking a moment here. Nice deep breath as you rest in that presence. That inner sensitivity, that inner being, that inner intelligence, that inner presence. And let's keep that right knee into the chest, opening it up a little more towards the armpit. Let's release the left leg. And let's pressing the left leg in towards the earth. Right leg comes in towards the armpit. Feeling those two lines of energy, engaging those bandhas and bring in the breath to the lower belly. Basking in the inner nectar. And then releasing that knee, switching legs, extending that right leg out, pressing that right leg in towards the earth, left knee coming in towards the armpit, and feeling those two opposite lines of energy simultaneously as you engage those bandhas and bring in the prana, the breath, the life force, resting in great love, the inner self. Beautiful. Releasing that, bringing both knees up, rolling around, doing a nice massage on that lumbar, lower back area. We're just going to lift those legs up, nice little inversion. And if you'd like to bring the hands behind the thighs, the hamstrings, or the calves, just not right directly behind the knees, we're going to gently pull those legs in towards the body. Engage those bandhas and breathe. And you can reach up towards the ankles if you can reach the outer legs. Cozy under. You can bring those legs out wide, feeling a nice stretch on the inner thighs. Engaging those bandhas and breathe, resting in presence. Deep love for the sacred heart, the sacred self. And bending the knees, and let's bring the feet together in a Supta Baddha Konasana, wrapping the hands around the feet. Rock back and forth a little bit. Coming to center and feeling a nice little pull, pulling the feet and the legs in towards the body. Finding that edge, nice hip opener. Engaging those bandhas and breathing. Bring that prana and life force into this sacred body temple. Connecting and resting deeply in the sacred self. Beautiful, releasing those legs. And let's move into our baby. Feet are facing up towards the sky. Knees are opening up. And we're going to take the hands on the outside of the feet, soles of the feet, looking up towards the earth and pulling those knees into the armpits. Another nice hip opener. Engaging those bandhas, all three bandhas, and let's bring in the prana, the life force, through the breath. Present, the sounds, the stillness. One more breath here. And moving into happy baby Ananda Balasana, kicking around, rolling around, enjoying yourself, and taking this time to do any last movements, stretches with your body. Maybe we didn't get to, but you wanted to, listening to your body. Before we move into our releases. And moving into the releases, feet are on the earth about hip width apart, knees are up, and we're going to begin to move into hula. So we're laying flat on our back, nothing lifts up off the earth. And we're going to take these hips and we're going to swivel them in our hula. So my right hip is coming down towards the heel as the left hip is moving up towards the armpit. I'm going to swivel, resting. Feel that swivel on your sacrum as now my right hip is moving up towards the right armpit. Left hip is dropped down towards the heel. And just swiveling back and forth. And the hips and the sacrum. And engaging those bandhas and bringing in the prana. Noticing sensation, fully present to the witness, the indweller, the external sounds, physical body, in full receptive mode, receiving, witnessing, observing. And coming back to center. I'm going to move now into hip pointers. So while one hip is firmly rooted into the earth, we're going to lift that other hip up and point it up towards the sky. It's going to be a little diagonal point. And that hip points up towards the sky will allow that butt cheek to come up a little bit. And then resting it back down, going to the other side. As we point those hips up towards the sky, the heavens. Engaging those bandhas gently and breathe through these nice, slow, gentle, repetitive movements. Final releases before Savasana. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into a little cat-cow on the mat. So in our cat, we're going to feel the small of the back, that lumbar spine pressing into the earth. And then with our cow, we're going to arch that lumbar spine up off the mat. Even if the back is on the mat, that's okay. It's the spine that's moving. Sits bones. We're still laying flat on our back. Just feeling that flexion and extension. Fully present to all the aliveness within and without. Then coming back to center. And we're going to take those feet with the knees still up. We're just going to take those feet out wider. So the feet meet the wide edges of the mat, and we're going to drop one knee at a time into the center. Nice, slow, repetitive movements. We prepare for Savasana. And gently engage those bandhas. And bring the breath into the belly, a nice gentle breath. And one more time. Finishing up. And we'll walk those feet back together, hip width apart. Well, for this one, they can be together. Let's walk them together and drop both knees over to one side. Top knee is going to lift up and begin to move over to the other side. I like to keep my feet touching a little bit, and bottom leg comes up, and you can just relax those feet. Anyway, top leg comes up and over to the other side. Bottom leg raises up, comes over to the other side. They're both stacked. And continuing with this nice, slow, repetitive movement. Nice little twist. Keeping the breath flowing. And finishing up. Coming back to center with the knees up, resting on your back. Nice and gentle. You can also bring your legs up to the wall. Find a nice comfortable Savasana pose. You might want to put a blanket over you or an eye pillow. Something under your knees. As we sink deeply into the earth. Allowing all the systems in the body to rest. Muscles, the muscular system. Releasing any holding. See if we can relax the shoulders, the buttocks, the belly, even deeper into the earth. Feeling the bones sink deeper towards the earth, heavier. Feeling the heart relax. That ever-present heart beating in our body. Relaxing all the systems, including the spinal column, the brain stem. Letting it all relax and release. Finding a comfortable position and resting in silence as we allow all the prana and the life force and the energies to integrate into this final practice of Savasana. Resting in silence, resting in the Indweller, the divine inner presence. Thank you. Beginning to take a few deep breaths into the belly. Maintaining that nice deep connection to the inner being, the inner divine presence. Wiggling the fingers and toes. Staying connected to the divine within. Resting deeply, even as you move. Beginning to stretch out the arms and legs. Maybe even a yawn. Stretching your body however you like to stretch. And gently rolling over to one side or the other. When you're ready, coming up to a seated position. And sitting up, taking this time to check in with yourself. Dive into the inner being, the inner heart. Sending gratitude and love to your own being, your own self, your own inner aliveness, your indweller, your Atman, that unique, beautiful soul presence, soul power, extension, ray of sunlight from the divine source. It is you. Noticing the inner landscape. Resting deeply within. Making an intention to keep this connection as deep and strong as you can throughout the day. And taking a moment to bring yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. See if there's a chant that wants to come through. Prayer. Sutema ke unekaneha. Sutema. Sutema. Sute ki anihene ma, sute ma. Sute mate hande kiya kuhunde meniha. Sute ma, sute ma. Unde kiya sute kimini eniha. Sute ma. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. I am Grace with EcstaticYoga.Studio. Please check out our website and our yoga teacher trainings, EcstaticYoga.Studio, our yoga retreats and courses. And I will be back with a 10-minute pranayama. Wishing you a beautiful and blessed day.